Welcome back to Around the Block Volleyball. The NCAA women's season is finally into full swing with everyone's week one having happened this past weekend. But first, we want to congratulate our USA men's U21 team on winning bronze at the U21 World Championships. Yeah, they ended up winning 3-0 versus Czechia to win that bronze medal. So huge from the boys. They did end up losing in the semis to a really OP Iranian team, which ended up winning gold. So
Yeah.
Understandable. Honestly, if the brackets worked out a little differently,
They could have been in that match.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have
So-
been in the finals.
could have been a silver, maybe even a gold, but the Iranian team was really good, so totally valid.
But still medaled here, so
Yeah.
definitely good for this U21 team.
Yeah. And I think it was like some record that we had never done that before.
Ay.
So, these guys really showing up.
Yeah.
Just to shout out a couple of the big players.
It's a stacked team.
Yeah. We got Sean Kelly, who was the captain and the scoring leader for this team from UCLA. Then we had Tread Rosenthal, setting amazing, the Hawaii setter.
Yep.
So already sound and stacked. Then we got Kellen Larson, who had an amazing defensive performance at the libero spot from Long Beach.
Yeah, was absolute nails for them to win that natty. So definitely well deserved, and he looked good again.
Then we have Cole Harkey on the opposite, another big scoring option for the U.S., and he's from Pepperdine.
Owning as a freshman too, which was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
So definitely made sense for him to be on this team.
Yeah, understandable how he ended up performing as well. And then just also shouting out Travell Jordan and Jackson Christ in the middle, because they put up some pretty good numbers and were good blocking presence for us, especially against some of these really hard swinging teams. We needed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just again, congratulations to them. Big performance, and I think honestly we can be looking forward to some of these players making the jump into our national team, our senior national team moving forward. So
Yeah.
keep an eye on all these players.
Yeah, definitely still really young guys here, but a lot of them are really good, and they could definitely be impactful later on down the line in a bunch of years. But definitely really good future for the men's team.
Keeping our eyes on all of them. Now let's move on to our biggest surprises after week one of the NCAA season.
Yeah.
I'll start off with the surprises. I got a little bit more of a niche one to start us off. First, I have TCU being really good without Melanie Parra, which honestly, to me, was like a really big reason for their success last year.
Yeah, you were a really big fan of her too.
Yeah, she was so good. But honestly, now looking at them starting to play this season, they're really good even without her. So
Yeah.
that's just a really good program they have going. I mean, the system that they run is super fast. So that's why I think it especially exposed Penn State
Yeah.
in their match, were really outpacing them, where the blocks were not there. Sometimes the blocks weren't even making it out to the pins when, they had to be scared of the middles, but then the pins just happened so fast that it was almost like a no block or like a half block.
Yeah. And I think that is what Coach Jason Williams, that's like his thing. And it's been like that since he got to TCU. I think it was in like 2021, where they've just coined this like super fast offense. And I mean, it's amazing that he's been able to do that with different setters, with different hitters now. And yeah, again, it looks really crazy when he's able to get like a one-on-none or like a one-on-one situation a lot of the time. And hey, I think that's what makes these teams that don't have the big superstars, that's how you can be really good. And it's really interesting that that's his approach and like in the system that he wants to run. So definitely liking what TCU is doing.
Yeah, I'm super impressed with them also, because I'm pretty sure that's what a lot of schools, like, this is kind of what they aspire to do. They really want to run these faster systems because, you do want to get those, like, one-on-none blocks, but I don't think anyone's pulling it off quite as good as TCU right now, at least.
No, yeah, I think TCU is definitely looking real good right now compared to everyone else in that system.
Yeah. And also, before we move on, I just wanted to shout out to Jalen Gibson, because she got injured during that Penn State game. It looked and sounded pretty bad, so I don't really know when she's going to be back, if she's going to be back. So she's their captain. She was also their main point scorer at that time, but everyone else stepped up. I think, they're still going to be good because they do have that system going for them, and everyone else kind of fit in and still looked pretty good even after she got injured.
Yeah.
But yeah, very sad, and they ended up winning that Penn State game for her, so that was very nice.
We'll get to that later. I'll go next here. For me, I'll start with Nebraska. I think not just dominating their whole competition, which I think a lot of people kind of thought was going to happen after how they started the season at that first serve showcase, but against Kentucky, right? They went down 0-2. They reverse swept. But actually, to me, I actually think this is a good thing for them.
Yep.
I think this actually makes it's a good hurdle for them to already have to deal with, and some early adversity for them, because they are the top dog in the country. I think that's like not a question. But again, like that being said, winning this game, I think this makes me actually believe that Nebraska will be better because of this, because you have to find a way to rally and still win this game. And yeah, it didn't look great. You know, Kentucky was looking really solid, and I think that is a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
and we will talk about that.
They kind of look almost like a Final Four level team, if not finals level team. So the fact that Nebraska was able to like rally themselves and get this win was huge.
Yeah, it was a really gritty match. But to me, I think really just this team is so deep, and this is I think a big difference between I guess it is a big difference from what Coach John Cook was doing versus DBK, where she was really willing to just switch people out like a fire sale. This isn't working. Hey, you're out. We're putting a whole different squad in and just switching things around just to see what sticks. And I feel like Coach Cook wouldn't really do that, especially last year. I think that just wasn't really the case. When maybe that was what was needed. But DBK has been doing that, and hey, I think she's been able to find some things. I think there's still questions for this team though. But again, this team is so deep. Yeah, I think there's definitely some good things.
Yeah, I mean, definitely in that Kentucky game, you got to see a lot of mixing and matching of different things. I mean, generally the middles and Harper Murray stayed the same, and Bergen Riley, of course, those are the four staples for that team.
Yeah.
But, you know, they were trying different things on the other outside. They were trying different things for their right sides. They switched the liberos in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
So that was huge, and I feel like them being able to make these adjustments is just, I don't know, it only means good things for them moving forward.
Yeah, and like what you said, like Lainey Chobe wasn't passing very well.
Yeah.
They were kind of actually targeting her.
Yeah.
And then you make that switch, I think the passing started to get a little bit better.
Yeah.
But also, I have to say it too, the right sides need to be more consistent. I think she tried Allick that she was starting because she had a really good game earlier. Virginia Adriano also had a pretty good game, but then earlier on, like in that first match, then it wasn't as great.
Yeah.
And I think you really need some sort of production there. And I think that was the hope, bringing these two in, like a transfer and another, well, I guess it's like kind of transfer from Italy, bringing the young player in. I think that is something that will need to happen for them to become a much better team, and you know, really secure that top dog, and that they're going to win the Natty. And then, I don't know about you, but I also think they might need something else from the outside. I know Taylor Landfair has had her moments, especially this year. She's already had some really big statements. But again, like Skylar Pierce, Try Sigler, I think there is some opportunity there for some growth in that position as well. Because again, like Harper Murray has been so good.
I mean, she basically carried them to win that Kentucky game.
Yeah.
She was... every single time towards the end of that game, I was like, please just give Harper Murray the ball, because you need to score this point. Just give the ball to her.
Yeah, I think that second half of the match really showed some really good things from her, like scoring-wise.
Yeah.
And hey, man, if she plays like that at the end of that second match, that is like National Player of the Year level.
It was actually disgusting.
I'm going to say that. Like, that's actually National Player of the Year level if Harper Murray can play like that. Like, she was hitting high hands. Because I think that was the problem for her, is like, in system, she's going to get a kill. I think it's out of system is definitely harder for her. And if she can do that, like hitting high hands and stuff like that, finding those other kills, which she has gotten pretty good at. I think that's been like her evolution in her game.
Yeah.
If she can do that too, scoring out of system, man, this team is going to be insane. National Player of the Year type of season for her.
Yeah, and I think she's definitely become a much bigger like back row attacker threat.
I mean, she straight up looked like she was just hitting better out of the back row, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was insane from her. That was really, really good for them.
Yeah. Nebraska, I mean, just again, talking about them broadly, the depth that they have, I'm sure they're going to figure out the right side situation. Low key, I mean, I think everyone was kind of talking about it, even preseason, but it's more the back sets we knew weren't the most consistent, and I think maybe our right sides here for Nebraska are kind of figuring it out still.
I think they have to adjust for sure.
Yeah, I don't think they look the most comfortable. Allick, she had that really good game, so that game actually looked pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think definitely for Virginia Adriano, I'm seeing, one, they don't really set her too much, so she's not really getting into rhythm.
Yeah.
And then also, when they do set her, I feel like maybe it's not getting to quite the perfect set for her.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it is, but she doesn't look too comfortable there.
Yeah, and I feel like for her, at least this is also what I heard from Sarah Pavin as well, was like, she's like, Virginia said herself that she's not really used to this speed and this tempo of a set for her, where she's probably used to a higher set. She's given more time, and she's trying to just overpower the block and the other team and just score like that. Where maybe she's got to figure that out, because I think that if you give her time, and I think that DBK should give Adriano time.
Yeah, she has like the highest ceiling of anyone on this team.
Definitely the highest ceiling for the team, where like, hey, if she's getting going at the end of the season here, this team is actually untouchable.
Yeah, I mean, she was already a really big block threat, and if she just gets that like offensive swing going, because I mean, to be fair, she's pretty tall. She's like 6'5".
She's really tall.
I feel like sometimes I'm seeing her, weird, awkward swings. She's going outside. She's going over here. Like, maybe not the most consistent sets, but once they figure that part out, I think she gets full extension. She's going to be booming the ball.
Yeah, because I think that is kind of something, like you just said it. Like, I don't think she's really hit full extension, really that much yet. So I think if they can figure that out, she will look really good. So, the hope is definitely to get that production from the right side. I think that is what they need. Yeah. To really, win the national championship. So I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, I think we even got a comment about how, I think from the overreactions episode, where Nebraska doesn't have that like right side that is kind of like national player of the year level. Yeah. And sure, it's great to have that type of play from your outside in Harper Murray, but again, I do agree where I think the women's game just is where you need that really, really good right side.
That's definitely where it's going.
Yeah, so I think once they get that production, I think the national championship is really, really theirs to lose. And it already kind of is.
Yeah, because, this is us also just talking on, like, week 1 and week 2. But, like, man, if she, or week 0, week 1, whatever you want to call it, for this little bit of time, like, if she gets going, this team is already looking really solid, and then that really makes this offense even more deadly.
Yeah, and I think they're going to, just to wrap this up a little bit, they're going to have a little bit more time with the next couple of weeks where they have a couple unranked games.
Yeah.
I think they've already played one of these other days, but some unranked games where they can really try and get back in the system, get everything going, set whoever they want, explore, try a couple things. So I think they're going to get there. But now let's move on to my next one, where we did talk about Kentucky, so let's just talk about Kentucky. So Kentucky, they were just so good together already. You kind of thought maybe they'd take some time to mesh. I mean, you have new players in.
New setters. Yeah, that's a big one.
New setter and a new passer. So that's kind of where I mean, obviously, like, Eva Hudson's good, but I expected there to be more than just good. But yeah, expected there to be a little bit of difficulty adjusting to like passing together. Maybe some teams would be able to abuse that. Was not the case.
No,
the defense was like insane. Like nothing. It felt like nothing was really dropping on them.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I'm just saying it because I really like how she plays. Molly Tuzzo is really making sure that this back row and this defense is looking really solid, and the service team too. But yeah, I think you can't sing enough praises for how good this outside duo has adjusted together already.
Yeah. And
then I think part of that is also with the setting too, where it's pretty interesting how they've been toying around with like 6'2" or Cassie O'Brien, or is it Ava Sarafa? Like there's that whole setting situation that they're trying to figure out, right, with Emma Grome gone. But I think they've already looked pretty good, even with the setting stuff being kind of in question.
Honestly, it doesn't even really matter too much who they're deciding to use as their setter, because both of the outsides are just working with their setters that well.
And I think, and this is exactly what I was trying to get to now, is like what makes this outside duo so good is that they can both hit out of system. They both can find ways to get kills on out of system balls, which I think really makes them, like you were saying, that's the best outside duo in the country, and it's like not close. Like purely based off of that. Yeah. Because yes, in system they're gonna score, but a lot of the really good outsides are gonna score in system. But it's like the fact that out of system and they're still being able to terminate the ball, that's what's making them look so good. And I think that's what makes Kentucky look really good already.
Yeah, I mean, not to go too crazy with it, but I feel like they're both basically like national player of the year, like level players.
They're just not going to get it.
Yeah, they're just not going to get it because they're on the same team.
Yeah.
So they're not going to stand out too much above one another because they're on the same team and they're two of the best outsides in the nation.
Yeah. I mean, low-key they could, because like Nebraska kind of does that too.
Yeah.
But I guess like what you're saying is like, I also don't know if they're going to be able to dominate like their conference. I think they will. Well, I think they'll win their conference.
Yeah.
But like there are some really good teams in the SEC anyways, where I think that might make it a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
Versus like Nebraska's like I think they're really just gonna dominate the conference and like the season.
Yeah, every team.
Yeah, but Kentucky, I could see that, but I think, man, they low-key could both kind of vie for that because they're both looking really good right now. Brooklyn DeLay, even with a new really good outside that's coming in, she's still looking like that dominant.
Yeah, I mean, she literally like was bouncing balls against Nebraska, and that was so gross.
Yeah.
But I think just to kind of wrap up my full thoughts, I did say this earlier, but I just want to expand on it where I did say, oh yeah, this team is like a Final Four level team. Or like, honestly, I think we didn't rank them too high. I think we had maybe like Final Four Elite
I
8.
wanted to put them high. I think I was the one that was vying for them to be pretty high.
Yeah. I think, honestly, they are in that kind of top tier where they really should be one of the tournament favorites. Like, I would not be surprised to see them in the finals.
Yeah, and if they aren't, I think they're going to be a really tough out for whoever they end up playing against.
Yeah.
Right? So even if they don't get there, I think they are going to be a really tough team to beat, which is really crazy to say, even this early on for Kentucky.
I mean, they already played the match of the year so far versus Nebraska.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, that's a banger. If you haven't seen it, you definitely should watch it.
That one is one, there's a lot of games, maybe you don't rewatch everything, but that one is one you gotta watch.
Yes, for sure. Not just because it's Nebraska.
Yeah.
I think Kentucky played out of their minds. They played so well, even in the loss.
Let's move on to the next one.
Yes. So for me, we just talked about Nebraska. I'm bringing them back. Rebekah Allick has truly been one of the best middles in the country, which I don't know if that's like a big surprise to people. I'm sure Nebraska fans won't think so. But like, at least to me, I think since Andy Jackson had that breakout year last year, I think Rebekah Allick kind of has taken like a step back in this team with like
definitely
the name
in terms of hype for
and like,
sure.
Yeah, and like the recognition that they were given. But Rebekah Allick is really nasty, and I think she has leveled up. She has evolved her game, and offensively, she has been so good. I know you were talking about like the Duncan type of stuff. Like she's just like power dunking, power tipping, everything.
Yeah.
But it looks a little bit cleaner now, and she's definitely scoring with them. So I think she's been looking really good offensively so far at least.
Honestly, I mean, this is just talking about our fantasy league. If you guys want to check out that video, but yeah, I think we ended up taking Andy Jackson because we were like, yeah, she's going to really dominate in the middle. But now that we have seen Rebekah Allick, our pick's looking kind of bad because Rebekah Allick is just as good, if not better, offensively.
It's tough. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you regret it. I don't regret it that we took Andy Jackson. I think that was the right pick to make.
Yeah, at that time, it felt really good.
Yeah, it makes sense given the situation. But yeah, Rebekah Allick has made our pick look pretty rough.
Yeah.
But like getting back to it, man, like I think Nebraska, they are figuring out roles right now. Like the right side, even that other outside position, they've been toying with it a little bit. But the middles so far have been able to hold it down defensively and, of course, offensively, like we were talking about. Like Andy Jackson, everyone knows that she's like the best middle in the country. I think that's kind of just known now. But Rebekah Allick, like she's reminding everyone that she's also the other part of this middle duo and like why they're really like the best middle duo in the country.
Yeah.
I think to me, now that I've seen it, it's not a question. I think we talked about it before about the middle duos, and I was like, oh, I don't know if they're up there.
We got Pitt.
Pitt's really good, but like, yeah, there's no way. Yeah. I think Nebraska's hands down the best middle duo in the country.
Yep.
Which is insane. I think Rebekah Allick, you have to sing her praises. She's been so good so far.
Actually, gross how good she is. And I think just to talk about the duo as a whole, it's like both of them, like last year, were kind of dominant in different aspects where Rebekah Allick was much better at blocking and closing those blocks and everything versus Andy Jackson. Defensive. Yeah, where Andy Jackson was the more offensive-minded one. I mean, they were both good at blocking and attacking also, but now they've both leveled up where they lacked, and now they're both just insanely good at both things, and that's why, as a middle duo, they are a problem for the rest of NCAA because they're closing those blocks, they are getting the solo blocks, they're reading you. It's so tough for other teams.
Yeah. And I think generally so far, at least, Nebraska has been one of the better passing teams, I guess, where they can actually run the middles too. I think that is a problem so far. I'll talk about it later with some other teams that have really good middles, but they can't use them because the passing has not been good enough yet.
Yeah.
But Nebraska has been able to utilize them so far, and they've looked really insane. Both of them have been really good, but Rebekah Allick has really been a surprise for me.
Yeah, did not know she was going to level up like that. I knew she was going to get better, obviously. Everyone does.
Yeah. I think you're willing to bet that almost every player is going to get better, but I think she's evolved and has been like a real weapon now.
But now we're going to move on to my third biggest surprise. This one, I'm going to go with Grace Egan for Wisconsin because moving into this season, we knew there were a lot of questions for Wisconsin. We were kind of confused about how good everything was going to end up. We knew that Mimi Collier was going to be that go-to hitter, and she is still. But we did not know that Grace Egan was going to step up this much and be this good because we were like, oh yeah, you know, she had a really good season, so she'll be like solid.
Yeah.
But she is looking like just as good of an offensive option as Mimi Collier. Maybe not as much out of system, but when they are in system, she can terminate the ball. Out of system, she's still getting kills.
Yeah.
Like, those two as pins are just insanely good, and Grace Egan is, I don't know, she's exceeded my expectations by far. We didn't even know if she was going to have, like, the starting spot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's really, really good, and if you guys are still not sure about Wisconsin, make sure you look at Mimi Collier and Grace Egan because they are both insanely good.
Yeah, I think they really have a chance to be, at least in my opinion, like that third spot in the Big Ten.
Yeah, they can fight for that for sure.
Because, I mean, yeah, I think they've been a really big surprise to me, at least, just as a team. Just because they lost so much. But Grace Egan has been, like, a really good bright spot for them.
Yeah.
I think Mimi Collier was, like, expected.
Yeah.
I think that was, like, lofty expectations for her. And she's been doing pretty well so far. Of course, it's, like, it's really hard to replace a Sarah Franklin.
Yeah.
But she's trying her best, and she's looking pretty good. But
I think the two of them combined maybe are taking on that,
I guess,
that offensive load.
But then I think there was like more questions about it, like Grace Lopez going down. Like that was a thing where, Wisconsin, they lost out on the big transfer that they had, and now she's like a non-factor, at least for this year. And then how good is this team going to be, actually? But Grace Egan has been really stepping up, so Wisconsin's definitely looking better because of it.
Yeah, no, she plays super physical, and she is pounding the ball.
Agreed. For me, my next one is the freshman for Texas. They have been pretty damn good so far, and this is like right away in the season. And I think this makes this team look a lot more dangerous than I was really thinking, especially after the down year, right, from last year. I think you lose Maddie Skinner. Even the team last year just did not look very good. Like, I mean, they performed well, and they ended up doing pretty well throughout the season.
By their standards,
Yeah, but yeah, you just, from expectations, it was a step down.
Yeah.
I think that's just the reality of it. And you weren't sure how this team was going to look after losing a Maddie Skinner. You lose Avery Carlson. And I think the freshmen have been stepping up. Abby Vanderwall, Kari Spears, both looking really good so far. And I think the good thing for them is that they're only freshmen. So later in the year, I think they actually will be really dangerous because of it.
a lot of time to develop.
Yeah, you got to give them time. But they've already looked pretty good so far, which I think really makes them look really dangerous towards the end of the season there.
Yeah, I think to me, Kari Spears has been like the real standout where I think she's already playing at like a very good college level where...
Out of position, by the way.
Yeah. If you told me that she was not, or if she wasn't a freshman, if she was like in her second, in her third year, maybe she even took a redshirt year, I'd totally believe it. I'd be like, yep, you know, she's just that good. She looks like well experienced, but she's a freshman.
Yeah.
So
Insane.
It is so impressive. And Abby Vanderwall has been holding her own a lot better than I thought, especially on the passing side.
Yeah.
You know, I
That's
thought,
tough.
you know, the step up to college, it's going to be brutal. There's a lot of good servers in the NCAA, but I mean, there's definitely been struggles here and there, but surprisingly good.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll kind of throw this in because we are talking about Texas already, but at least for me, I thought like Emma Halter being the starting libero it's not a surprise, but you do have Ramsey Gary. Like just understanding the situation of that team, like that is pretty insane that she's the libero for one. That's not that surprising, but how well she's playing again is looking insane. Again, this kind of gives me the vibe of what it looked like when they won 2 years ago, of like Emma Halter looked so good as a libero. And not that she didn't play well last year, but again, like she's looked so good. I'm pretty sure she won SEC Player of the Week because of how well she was playing already. So Emma Halter has been looking lights out right now. I think there are like some questions about like the setting so far. Like Avery Carlson gone. Ella Swindle is your setter, and like you don't have other options really.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to
need that connection to be good.
Yeah. I think just being more consistent for her. I think that team will look a lot better. And then Tori Stafford, kind of hoping that she was going to look a bit better. I'm just saying. I think with so much hype around her, came from Pitt, one of the best outside in the country, which she is.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying, but like she just hasn't really stepped up to that level so far.
Yeah.
So I think we'll need to see that like I think for right now, like the way this team is constructed, she kind of has to score. She kind of has to get like 20 kills.
Yeah.
For this team to really succeed and beat like better teams. So we'll see if that happens. I think she probably will be able to do that, but it hasn't happened so far.
Yeah, I think kind of because she moved, we expected her to really take that jump because that's basically why you move off of a team that has Olivia Babcock. Yeah. It's, it's my turn. I want to be the star hitter. It's time for me to like really get, my 20 kill games plus every single match.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened yet.
Hey, it's pretty hard when you were getting like single blocks before because they have to block Olivia Babcock.
Yeah, they're probably cheating that way.
But now a lot of the eyes are on you. Actually, probably all of the eyes are on you at this point. So definitely some adjustment for her, but I think she'll be able to adjust.
Maybe it'll get easier for her as the freshmen start to step up a little bit more, but we'll see because neither of them are really playing back row either. So
yeah.
But now let's move on to my next one where let's talk about Penn State, and they had a rough week.
Yeah, that's to say the least.
Yeah. No, they should have won their games, and they didn't. But I think we even noticed this when they were winning in that week 0. Their passing is looking tough.
Yeah, I think it was the Nebraska game, right? Where, they were just serving at Emmy Selman all the time.
Yeah, it's been happening pretty much every game, honestly.
Yeah. I will say, though, she has gotten better. I think she has settled in a lot more now.
Yeah.
So I think that's something to look forward to, is that because I think she has gotten better, and even just from Ohio State to now, she's already looked a lot better. Now, can she keep improving throughout the season? We'll have to see.
You'd hope so, especially because now she's getting the reps.
You kind of need
even in game, she's getting the reps.
Yeah,
so.
You kind of need it for Penn State to like defend this natty.
Yeah. I think we did have them as like a full-on contender because Kennedy Martin is kind of like that.
Yeah.
Izzy Stark is like that.
Jillian Grimes,
insanely good. Yeah. But we had the questions. They were losing your outsides. Maybe we didn't put enough weight into that because, the passing isn't looking as good.
That's an understatement a little bit, but
even just the general defense is not looking that great, and. I'm sure they are missing Jess Merzick, especially. I think her back row defense was saving them in ways that is not happening this year. So they have to figure that part out because they're looking tough.
Yeah, and you even need like Emmy Selman to just get used to all the reps and like the competition that she's playing against and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like the same conference, right? Like Big Ten from Ohio State, but I think there's still a difference, like the system that you're running and all that. So I agree with that for sure. I think the defense is definitely looking pretty rough. But also I had to say, man, Jervicius, like the transition to outside is looking really difficult, which I know it is. There's like no way it's easy.
Yeah.
Like that has to be like really, really hard.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's like the answer. She had, like, we did mention it, like she did look really clutch in certain games.
Yeah.
But like when you do have these like really tough games against these really top teams, I don't know if she really can be that outside that you're really going to.
I feel like she might be kind of that type of player that's a good bench player where you want them to come off the bench. She'll have super high energy. She'll bring the team back up. She'll lead them to kind of more like being back in the game emotionally and mentally.
That is kind of what she did last year.
Yeah, but the way it is now where you just need her to be a regular outside hitter.
Yeah.
It's not working out too well. They did try in this last game. They tried out a bunch of different things on the outside. I think Alexis Ewing, Patrick Ewing's daughter, ended up getting some playtime.
Yeah.
Didn't really change too much because freshman, but...
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. Freshman being subbed in for like her first game.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know if we even have answers for their outsides. Honestly.
Yeah. I think that transition for Jervicius is going to be really tough. So, like, yeah, I think she'll definitely get better if she's still playing as the outside.
Yeah.
But again, like, I don't know if that is the, like, end-all solution if, Penn State's looking to get that far again and win it.
Yeah. I do want to see what adjustments they're going to make, kind of, especially until conference play. Because once conference play starts, that's when we're really, like, we need to be locked in. Improve. You had all this time to improve. Like, this is kind of mid-season form where you need to be... We need to see something from the beginning of the season until now.
Yeah, and there's a lot of teams you cannot mess around with in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good teams in the Big Ten.
Yeah, if you mess around in the Big Ten, like, you might have a really crappy seed in the national tournament.
Yeah.
They kind of need to lock in, kind of need to figure some things out. Yeah, I think Kennedy Martin also hasn't just looked as dominant. I mean, she's scoring a lot. But I don't know. I kind of expect her to be like, okay, she's going to be that national player of the year type level where you're going to see the ball go to her out of system situations. She's going to kill the ball anyways. Kind of happens sometimes, kind of doesn't. So
I think they're getting there. They're still working on it.
Yeah.
But I also think that they also need to figure out how to run that more balanced offense. Mm-hmm. I understand you want to set Kennedy Martin a lot. I think that makes sense too. But I think, for the team to be better, and it will make it easier for her as well, is when you can run more of a balanced offense. Whether it's through the middle, like Maggie Mendelson, or also just with your outsides if they can get going.
Well, yeah, we've already talked about the outsides having trouble, so that I think the outsides is the biggest key for Penn State in kind of every single way.
Yeah, if they can really balance out the offense, I think that will make them better.
Yeah.
We'll see if they, how long it takes to make that adjustment.
Yeah, but it sucks because we were just not expecting them to start off this poorly, at least by Penn State standards.
I kind of thought a little bit, but I'm not trying to be a hater though.
You didn't expect them to lose to Arizona State.
Well, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a whole different thing. For me, next I have Florida. And we just talked about Kennedy Martin. I am so surprised with how good Florida has been looking, even with missing Kennedy Martin. And you lose Mary Wise, like one of the best coaches in college volleyball history. So that's a lot for your program to change. And they've still been a really strong team, right? Yeah. You beat Pitt even with all those changes. And I thought that was like a really big win for them to kind of boost their confidence. I think that is like a really good way to start their season. Mm-hmm. But also the passing has been very, very ugly. It's been like a for sure weak point for this team so far.
Yeah, I think I've definitely said it before where it's literally just Alexis Stuckey being a godly setter, just solving all of their not great passing problems where she's still able to run everything. But like I said then, and I'm going to keep saying it, you're kind of running her into the ground. Yeah. So you got to kind of make it easier for her. Give her a little bit of an easier time.
Yeah, for sure. I think we saw it before she went down with injury last year. Like, it's no surprise that Alexis Stuckey is just going to completely dish out the ball, like, insanely well, even with not great passing. But, again, I think the passing is what you need to beat the other top teams. So, can they do that? We'll have to see. But I think so far they've already looked pretty good. I think, to me, that was a surprise.
I think maybe not everyone expected them to do worse than they are right now, but just a lot of things felt really up in the air. So seeing them perform this well already is like a nice surprise.
Yeah. And to me, the biggest surprise is really Jordan Berg. Yeah. I think that has been insane. She has really come in as like that go-to hitter for Florida right away too, which is pretty insane because it's kind of like, where the heck did she come from? And you realize, oh, she was on Texas kind of just riding the bench. Yeah. I think she took like the redshirt year, and then last year she just did not play at all. But then she came in and it's like, who is this? Is she like a freshman? I have no idea. Yeah. But then you see, she was on Texas, didn't really get to play, but she's come in like really, really good and looking like a really solid transfer right now.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of people, including us, who are wondering, what was she doing just sitting on the Texas bench? Yeah. Like, what was going on? Like, how is that possible when we see her playing this well, even just to sub in or something like that? Like,
yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on with Texas last year, so.
Yeah, Texas.
But Jordan Bird has been a really good surprise for Florida.
Yeah, no. Florida is actually looking a lot better than expected, and I think they're going to be still a top-level team, probably by the end of the season. Barring any injury type things, but.
Yeah, they're Big 12, right?
No, they're SEC.
No, they're SEC.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're definitely in that top 3-4 out of that conference. Because it is a very top-heavy conference. But, like, at least to me, the way Texas is looking, like, I think they're good, but there is still, like, a lot of questions for them. Like, Florida, low-key, is, like, right there.
Yeah.
And then Texas A&M has been, like, really solid. I think you can't really rule them out either.
Florida, pretty good.
Even with all that stuff that they missed.
Yeah, and the coaching has actually looked pretty good. They're actually making a lot of really good adjustments in games, and I didn't know what to expect, honestly, so it's pretty good.
It's still pretty funny hearing, like, Mary Wise, not, like, in the broadcast now. It's not, like, just not on the sideline as a coach.
It's weird.
But I think, yeah, you're right. The coaching has still looked pretty good. I think I mean, it shows right now. They're still looking like a really good team.
And moving on to my final big surprise of this first week, I'm going to say that Noemi Glover from Arizona State University, ASU, she is actually so good on the right side.
Yeah.
I knew she was going to be like pretty good, but I didn't expect her to immediately be at that upper echelon of right sides in the nation type of level. I mean, she's already taking massive swings, like with high usage rate and pretty good efficiency. And then she's also a huge block there. So
Gigantic block.
I was not expecting her to be this good. I was kind of like, oh yeah, she'll be kind of like right outside that like top level, like maybe that like A tier instead of S tier, but I think she's right up there in the S tier.
Right now, yeah.
Especially with like a lot of the big right sides in NCAA. They're having their own troubles on their own teams, maybe not performing as well as they should. But Noemi Glover is performing that well, and she is playing that good, so I think you have to put them at the same level.
Yeah, and I think she is like the reason that ASU has looked this good so far, right? I think that's like not even a thing to really debate right now.
Yeah.
Is that she is the reason why ASU has looked so good.
Yeah.
I cannot disagree with that, so I like that. I like that. For me, my last one here is that Pitt has actually been able to settle in a little bit. Now, I know they still haven't looked that great.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot of doubts for that team, but they were able to beat 2 of the top 25 teams. You beat number 25 TCU, and you also beat, who we just talked about, number 7 ASU here, after going down 0-2 in their record, losing to Nebraska and Florida. So I think this is like a pretty good bounce back for them.
Definitely, I thought that after that first week, I was like, oh, Pitt is in big trouble.
Yeah.
But after seeing them, against TCU, maybe they had that buff of playing like that sister matchup, where it was Bree Kelly versus her name is slipping my name right now, but her sister.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, her sister though.
Yeah, but that was a really fun matchup. Could tell that they wanted to win. But that was a good game from Pitt, and honestly, they looked better than that. They looked better than the first week, so maybe that first week was just a fluke. Olivia Babcock was not getting the same stupidly high level of usage. Like I think they realized after that week 1, hey, you know what? We need to kind of lower this down a little bit, because 120 plus swings a week might not be good for a shoulder.
Yeah. Becca Kelly, by the way. That's what her name is. Yes, that is. Yep. That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
They got a buff for that match.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I kind of got what you're saying. I completely agree. I think one of the big things right now is, like I was saying, and I was alluding to earlier, this is one of the best middle duos in the country, and you have not been able to use them because of the passing.
Yeah.
I think that has been a problem.
Yeah.
But I think if they can do that, if they can, kind of clean up their passing, I think the offense will already be a lot more diversified. And it kind of already has, but to continue that, they need the better passing so you can run some of the best middles in the country. And then also to kind of give some flowers to some of the other players. I think Blair Bayless has been a really good positive note for this team so far. I think she's actually looked pretty good.
Yeah,
I think that is really nice.
Surprising.
Yeah,
like this whole thing is very surprising.
Yeah, and then I think the other one is Dagmar Moritz. I think she has been able to settle in as well. I think that is definitely a switch whenever you're going international to collegiate. I think she's been able to get a little bit more used to the way that the game is played here. And then I think offensively, they have just looked better. I think they've both had better games so far since that beginning. So definitely looking a little bit better now. Hopefully that they can continue to improve. I think, again, that will diversify the offense more. I think that is the whole big theme here for Pitt, is can they run a better offense? Can it be more balanced? And it's not Olivia Babcock taking 50 swings. Yeah. Everyone knows where the ball is going, that type of thing. Yeah,
I think this is more surprising for everyone, just because definitely after that week 0, everyone was getting pretty doomer. We were not excluding us. We were pretty down on Pitt after that first. We were like, oh, they are like, we knew they were going to be a step down from what they were last year, but we were like, ooh, they might play in like a lot worse. But they stepped it up now, so
it's looking a little bit better.
Thank God they're putting it together. It happened a lot faster than I thought.
Yeah, I think we'll still have to see. I think the passing and the other, like the outsides, I think that will be the big kind of deciding factor how well this team will do later in the season. But
at least we're seeing those flashes.
Yeah, for right now, it's a good bounce back, though.
But that'll do it for our big surprises of this NCAA Week 1. And now we just want to quickly talk about the World Championship playoffs that are going on. A lot of things happen, and just to speak on the the U.S. women's ended up beating Canada 3-0. Let's go, USA.
USA.
Beating our rivals.
Yes, the
Thank
North
God.
American rivals.
Yes, I was very worried. I was like, we need to beat them. Then it happened, and I was like, okay, never mind. That was light work, you know.
Yeah.
Light work.
3-0.
Yeah. And we're not able to see it yet because it hasn't happened yet, but by the time this comes out, the USA women should have played against the Turkey A team, and hopefully they win because that'll take them into semis, I believe.
Yeah, semis.
So hopefully they win that. It is going to be a tough matchup because Turkey is good, like just a good roster.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting. I think that this team has like the chance to. I mean, we saw in VNL, like we're competitive still. Like maybe not winning the gold or anything. I don't think anyone besides Italy is winning the gold.
There's only one team that's winning the gold.
Yeah, but I think we gotta take it easy on the women's team now that things are looking a little bit better.
I think, I think that is definitely a bigger thing. And this was like our big question mark was how are they going to look? But now that we've seen them play through their pool and also, they've gotten through the round of 16, they're here in the quarterfinal. Like, I actually feel really good about it. And I know that was kind of like a big pressing point for us was, if this doesn't go well, hey, we're going to get on the USA women's and we're going to be like, what the heck is going on right now? But it's looked good. I think they've definitely settled in. I think it helps when you bring back Chako Bogu. Avery Skinner has been able to play the whole time now. Yeah. This team is looking really solid now. So definitely good things.
Yeah, I mean, not to excuse anything yet, because, I mean, Canada was a little bit of a test, but obviously we should be winning that.
Yeah.
But now, Turkey, this match is going to be the real test. You guys already will know what happened. We don't yet, and hopefully it's good things. Otherwise, we're going to need to start talking, but we'll see next week.
Yeah. And then, I guess, just quickly touching more about the U.S., like, I feel like Morgan Hens has actually looked a lot better now. I think she's kind of snatching away that libero spot from Lexi Rodriguez, at least for right now.
Don't let the haters get on you.
I say that now, but like I legit still think that Lexi is still the libero for the future. Like I think I'm very confident in saying that. I think just right now, I think Morgan Hens is kind of getting hot. She's kind of playing really well, so I think that's probably what they should stick with. Yeah. At least to win right now.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're in elimination, so it's win or go home. So you have do your best. Best roster.
Yeah, because I think for Lexi, you still have to give her time to adjust. Like she's literally only played like the VNL at the end, and then you can't really count League One. Like, she did not play, so I don't count that.
She played DS for, like, 3 weeks.
I guess. But, yeah, like, the level of play at international level it has to be insane for a transition. Like, the power and the angles that these players can hit is probably way different. So she's got to get used to that. But I think with time, she'll definitely get there. And then I think we gotta mention it. The out-of-system setting has been so bad. Has been so bad. And, like, they're sending... There's so many free balls that the U.S. is sending over, which is insane. Because it's like, can we just get a swing? We can't get a swing. Like, that's how you beat these top teams. I mean,
looking like a college team, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we've made it to the quarterfinals, so that's already really good.
But we've had easier competition the whole way. Now we're getting a real test.
Yeah, this is the really big test for this team. It's like, you can't send free balls over. That's just not going to work.
No, Vargas will literally OT bounce.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of been a bad thing, at least for Morgan Hens. I mean, I think this is a known thing that her out-of-system setting is not very good, especially when you compare it to JWO or even Lexi at this point. Yeah. So
that's definitely the big pro for having Lexi on the court would be the out-of-system setting.
For sure.
I don't know. You guys will see. If we do happen to win against Turkey, we will be playing against Japan in the semifinals. So another tough but fun game.
Yeah, I still think Japan would beat either team.
Yeah,
I feel it. USA, I think is. I mean, I definitely would like to see that. But Turkey, I do think that Japan will still be able to do the thing of just serving them off the court.
Yeah, we've literally seen this matchup.
Turkey is just like such a wild card. I don't know what's going to happen. You could get like the really hot, like they could beat kind of anyone in the world but Italy type of thing. Or they're going to look so bad, it's going to look so ugly, and they just get served off the court. Yeah. So I think Japan probably the favorite, at least to me, to win that semi.
Hopefully, it'll be against the U.S. Yeah. But
and we can at least watch that game, and I'll be happy about it.
Yeah, the U.S. may also get served off the court, so
they might.
That the Japan might just do that to whatever team they play against.
Yeah. That's true.
But just looking quickly at the other side of the bracket,
we
have Italy doing Italy things. They're in the semis already, obviously. And then the other match that's happening either right before or right after that U.S. game, U.S.-Turkey game, it's Brazil versus France.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good matchup. France showing up. They beat China.
Yes. That was the one where I'm like, France is feeling like that. Damn. Because I honestly thought China was going to win that game.
Yeah.
I'm going to be for real.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people thought France was going to win that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people were not holding France into that high of a regard. I mean, we saw flashes during the VNL, but still, we're like, when it comes to it, France, they're like, not that good. But here they are.
They're looking really solid right now. I do kind of still lean towards Brazil.
Yeah.
I'm just leaning towards that pedigree.
Yeah.
I know you still don't have Ana Cristina. I think that definitely matters. But man, Brazil still looks so good. So I'm having a hard time rooting against them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bet against Brazil. So
except for when they go to the semis, if they win.
Yeah, but
no one's beating Italy.
Who I really won't bet against is Italy.
No, yeah. Italy's winning. Italy's gonna.
Italy
win
has
that.
been unstoppable. I mean, just this entire year, honestly. So.
Well. Is it a full year now? Like since that they've been dominating, right?
Yes.
Like low key, like is this like one of, or if not the most dominant team in like history? Like when you compare them to like in the world, comparing to like their competition.
We are truly getting there.
Like it's insane how they have not lost for so long.
Yeah.
And they just wiped the floor with so many teams.
Yeah.
Like it's not even close.
Honestly, if they 3-0 this world champion, I don't think they're going to against Brazil.
If they did,
that would be so gross.
Oh
3-0ing their way through a full world championships would be God.
That'd be disgusting. We didn't even mention that they wiped the floor with Poland. And like Poland's a good team too.
Yeah.
They wiped the floor with Poland. So again, they're looking unstoppable.
Yeah. No, I mean, Italy's are just generally the favorites.
Yeah.
So
I just had to get that off though. I was like, low key, I'm like thinking, I'm like, they haven't lost in so long and they're destroying every team. And they've been doing it for so long. I'm like, low key, is that like not one of the best teams like in the world?
No, they are.
Like dominating like in history. Like it's insane.
So you've heard basically all of our predictions. We'd expect kind of like a Japan-Italy finals. And Italy, we already said they're not going to lose.
Yeah.
So Italy wins, Japan getting that second place, silver medal.
Yeah.
Third place match, I mean...
That one's a lot harder for us.
I'd probably just go Brazil.
Yeah, assuming Brazil's there, I'd probably say Brazil.
Yeah, so nothing too crazy. Kind of what everyone expects at this point.
Yeah.
But
could the U.S. do it? Maybe. It's looking rough, but maybe. If we're being optimistic.
Yeah, we could be optimistic if we get there, but... We'll see. We're making a lot of assumptions.
Yeah.
You guys will know when this comes out.
Yeah, first off, gotta beat Turkey. You gotta beat Turkey first.
Like maybe we're just talking out of our like asses right now, and France wins and Turkey wins, and
it doesn't matter.
All of our predictions just sound stupid.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
As long as we get like the Italy-Japan, then I feel good about it.
Yeah.
And then Italy's gonna win. Now that's the easy part. That's like the softball throw, like the easy. Easy fastball.
The bracket.
Fastball down the lane, but at least we got that.
Mm-hmm. I think that does it for our main segment right now. We're wrapping up the World Championships. That's going to finish. The men's are starting in like a little over a week, so that's going to be super fun. So we're going to keep up with that, but now it's time to move on to the Rally Round. Welcome to the Rally Round, where we play our drafts, blind rankings, and other fun games. This week, we're starting off with another draft. We did Big Ten last week, which means it's time to move on to a new conference, and this week we're going to be doing the SEC. So we're going to be drafting teams from the SEC, one player per team, just independently, so we can each pick a player from, say, Texas.
Yeah.
But it's only one per team. Yeah. Let's get right into it. Let's draft teams from the SEC, but only one player per team. And you have the first pick.
I will take. I'm gonna switch it up this time. I'm gonna go with an outside. I'm gonna take Brooklyn DeLay.
Oh my God, that's who I wanted. That's a good pick. Yeah.
She's been so insane.
No,
and
nasty.
Again, there's a lot of good players here, but I'm going based off of how they've looked so far. And Brooklyn DeLay has not missed a beat, even with a new setter.
That's a really good one. That's unfortunate. Ooh, there are different ways I could go here. For my setter, I'm gonna take Alexis Stuckey from Florida. She has been that good, and when healthy, I mean, she does have like some of the best hands in NCAA, if not the best hands. But now for my libero, I'm gonna take Maya Sands from Missouri.
Ooh, wow, I didn't know you were gonna take her so early.
Yeah, just wanted to get that one quickly out of the way because I also know you can't take Molly Tuzzo.
That's pretty nice.
Play a couple games here.
I like that. That makes it harder for me though. Ooh. Damn, I did not know you were gonna go that direction.
Yeah, you know how to do it.
I think this is fine for me though. Ooh, actually,
It's tough.
There's one pick that I'm like really, really worried about right now. So I'll make the first one. I'm gonna take Logan Ledicki.
Okay. Pretty good.
I
good.
like having her as my right side, and I feel really solid about that. Now this other pick is this one's gonna be really tough for me. There's two directions I could go in. I'm going based off of how it looks so far. I'm going to take Emma Halter. I think you can tell who I was thinking about here.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you're probably going to take her. At least that makes sense. But I'm going to take Emma Halter here.
Well, now. Where do I go from here? You left me in a weird situation. I do want to still try and deny you as much as possible because we still do have those few overlapping positions. But realistically, we don't. Because,
it's pretty hard.
Yeah. I'm just going to take my middles here. So first off, I'm going to take Keandria Granberry from Tennessee. And then for my other middle, I'm going to take Afena Akpala from Texas A&M.
Nice. I like that. That's good middles. That's good middles for sure.
Yeah, I mean, after you got Logan Lednicki, I already knew who I had to take. So
yeah, and it doesn't, with the overlap thing, I think that's fine. Like,
yeah.
It's not like you deny anything, but I think that's the natural other pick to make for that team.
Now I think we're like pretty good because I'm going to pick for my outsides because you left me two outsides where I just got to take them.
Yeah, and I think you should feel really good about that too.
Yeah,
so that's not bad.
Now everything, not really any overlap.
Yeah. Well, for me, since you took Alexis Stuckey, I'm going to take Jayla Auguste for one of my middles. I think that makes the most sense here. I think that's really natural. Mm-hmm. So I feel really good about that from Florida. And then let me see here. I guess for me, I'm still going to take Caroline Kerr. I think she still has what it takes. I know they kind of are doing like a 6'2" right now.
Yeah.
But I think you can still tell her pedigree as a setter. Mm-hmm. She's still really, really good. So I still like that.
Yeah, not the craziest thing. All right, I'm just going to take my outside hitters here. So first, let's take Eva Hudson from Kentucky. And then next, we're taking Tori Stafford from Texas.
You're cooking.
You already know we got to take these.
I think it was natural, though.
Outsides.
I think that was pretty easy to take those picks.
Feeling pretty stacked. Feeling pretty good.
Well, for my first pick, this is going to be easier for me. I'm going to take Journey Robinson.
Yeah,
I think that's definitely one of the next best outsides over here in the SEC. With LSU, she looks really good right now. Now for the other middle, that's where I'm really having to think here. I'll take Kelly Jo Burgess from Oklahoma as my second middle here.
All right, so then for my final pick, for my right side, I've been really high on Vanderbilt, so I'm going to take Vanderbilt's right side in Sydney Conley. I think she's done pretty well. Obviously, the team is a little bit more outside heavy, but I think she's done good with the number of sets she's gotten.
Pretty stacked teams here.
Yeah.
I mean, SEC's definitely got a lot of really good players here, so.
There we go. We got
a battle.
We got some tough teams. You guys let us know who you think won this one. It's pretty tough, honestly. I mean, all of our positions look stacked as hell. Mm-hmm. But now let's move on to our next game where, just like last week, we're going to be matching stats to different players. So first off, we're going to start with NCAA Women's Week 1 stats. And we're going to be matching kills to players during this Week 1. So throughout all their games played, we got 7 of them here for you. So it's going to be pretty tough. I'll read off the names for you just so you can get an idea. Match the player to their number of kills in Week 1. So for the players that we have here for you, first we have Tori Stafford, Kennedy Martin, Harper Murray, Mimi Collier, Julia Hansen, Brooklyn DeLay, and Olivia Babcock.
Okay, these are like all like top scoring players right now.
We got a lot of good players here.
Okay.
For the kill totals that you're matching them to, we have 51, 44, 41, 40, 30, 25, and 21.
Okay.
Try and match them to how you think they did this weekend.
51 compared to 21 is not the same.
That's why it's extra surprising. Some people did really well. Some people didn't do very well.
Okay, I will put Tori Stafford for now at 21.
Okay,
I don't think she had a very good start. And then I will give Julia Hansen maybe. I'll put her at 25. I'll go Brooklyn DeLay at 30. 40 I'll give to Mimi Collier. Harper Murray at 41. 44 for Kennedy Martin. And I'll give 51 to Olivia Babcock here.
All right, you have 3 of them correct.
Okay, that's not bad.
Not a bad start. So far correct, you have Tori Stafford, Kennedy Martin, and Mimi Collier.
Okay, I'm low-key surprised that those are the ones I got right. Tori Stafford makes sense. Mm-hmm. Kennedy Martin I felt okay about. Mm-hmm. And then Mimi Collier at 40, right? That's right. Okay, let's just do something like Harper Murray has 51. Let me switch her and Olivia Babcock. And then I'll switch Julia Hansen and Brooklyn DeLay. That still doesn't feel right. Let me actually move Olivia Babcock down. I will move her down to 30. Okay. And I'll just switch them. Yeah, I'll just switch them.
You got Brooklyn DeLay correct.
Damn. Okay. Well, this is tough then. Okay, I guess Julia Hansen has 51. That kind of is insane to me. And then Harper Murray has 30. And then that means that Olivia Babcock only had 25.
And that's correct. Olivia Babcock was the trick here, where she only had 25 points. And Julia Hansen had
51.
Yeah, insane. She did play 3 games, which is what stacked her up so
true.
high. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. This one was pretty tough.
That's insane. Wow. Yeah. Julia Hansen popped off though.
Yeah, we had some trick ones. You already knew that Tori Stafford did poorly. I guess that was my other try and trick you one, but you got that one.
It's not even me trying to be hating. It's just like, that's just what I assumed was going on because it did not go well for Texas.
Yeah. All right, very fair, but let's move on to the next one.
So next we'll do the same thing. We'll match players to certain stats and we'll just do, this is U21, USA men's, and we're doing points scored here. So a lot of the young guys, but these are still well known in NCAA. So match the players to their points scored in the U21 men's. So first we got Travell Jordan, Sean Kelly, Cole Hartke, Sterling Foley, and Jackson Christ. And the points scored for them, we got 119, 99, 71, 67, and 58.
All right. Well, I know Sean Kelly was a point scoring leader, so I'm going to put him at 119. Props to the captain. Then I believe we probably went Cole Hartke, who was at 99. All right. Now I'm going to guess Sterling. It's hard to say because I know he wasn't the main or he wasn't the other outside for every single game, but I think I'll put him at 71. And then Travell Jordan I'll put at 67, and Jackson Christ I'll put at 58. Outsides over middles is my idea here.
You have 3 correct here.
Oh, so I need one switch.
Just one switch.
My first thought goes to switching the middles, so I'll switch Travell Jordan and Jackson Christ.
That is incorrect.
Okay, so that would make it 3 wrong, so we got to do a different switch. All right, that means I'm guessing Sterling Foley was not the 3rd scoring person for this team. Or for this group.
Who do you think was? That's the question.
Maybe Jackson Christ. 58 feels a little bit low for him. So I'll switch Sterling Foley and Jackson Christ.
And that is correct.
Hey.
Sterling Foley, again, like you were saying, did not play the whole time. So that definitely hurt his points scored here.
Yeah.
And then Jackson Christ was putting up numbers.
Yeah, sorry for the disrespect. Yeah.
And Sean Kelly, he was doing his thing. Cole Hartke was doing his thing.
Yeah.
All these guys were doing really well for the USA team.
They were kind of balling. But now we can move on to our next one.
And then we got one more of these matching the stat to the players. For the last one, we'll do world champs for the women's. This one will be pretty crazy. Match these women's world champs players to their points scored. We got Mayu Ishikawa, Wu Mengjie from China, Gabby from Brazil, Paola Egonu from Italy, and we have Isabel Haak from Sweden. The numbers are 99 points, 96, 95, 65, and 54.
Okay, so first off, she was popping off. We're giving Isabel Haak 99. She had a 40-point game, basically, so I hope she's up there.
Pretty nuts, yeah.
Yeah. Then I'll give Paola Egonu 95 and Gabby 96.
Okay.
Ishikawa, I'll go 65, and then Wu Mengjie, I'll go 54.
You have 1 right.
Oh my god. God dang it. Okay, let's just go trial and error here. So I'll switch Ishikawa and Wu Mengjie.
You have 0 right.
Oh my god, the low ones were correct. Oh man.
Well, one of them was right.
Yeah. Oh, God, dang it. Okay, I'll avoid that for now. So then how about I switch Paola Egonu and Isabel Hawk?
You have 2 right.
All right, then from there, I'll give Gabby 95 and Isabel Hawk 96.
You have 1 right.
Okay, so Isabel Hawk is correct. I deduced that part at least.
Yes.
Gabby will give 99, Paola Egonu will give 96.
You have 3 correct.
I'll switch Ishikawa and Paola Egonu. So I'll give Paola Egonu 65 and Ishikawa 96.
You have 2 right.
Paola Egonu seems right. Oh my god. Does Ishikawa have 99? Gabby has 65?
That is correct.
Oh my god. Wow.
Ishikawa was putting up numbers.
Oh my god. I just assumed that Gabby would be so high that I had to disrespect Ishikawa, and that's just wrong. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
Ishikawa was putting up numbers. She had the most kills with 88.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
And
wow.
she was on like 38% efficiency with that many.
Yeah, in my mind, it would be spread out a little bit more just because, they have Wada.
Yeah.
That comes to mind, and they have Yoshino. So in my mind, I go, okay, it's split a little bit more. Maybe she'll be a little bit lower, but that's not bad.
Yeah,
Too
Wada
much
was tied for 14th with 65, so she was up there.
Too much disrespect. Gabby also has a stacked Brazil team. I don't know why.
Yoshino also had 57, so those 3 were right. They were scoring a lot.
Okay, my idea was there. It just didn't work out.
Sleeping on Ishikawa.
Yeah, I mean, she was number 1, and I had her second to last. But that'll take us on to our next segment, where we're trying out something new. We're taking one from the Makeshift project, where we're going to have 4 categories. You have $15. Options go from $5 to $1. You have to build something, and right now you're going to be building an NCAA opening match.
Okay.
So this one's going to be fun. Build an NCAA opening match using $15. For your first choice, you're going to be picking the arena and the fans.
Okay. Arena and fans is very important here. That's what brings the hype.
At the $1, you have a high school gym with no fans. $2 is a home team's auxiliary gym with only away teams fans. Number 3, you have the home team's gym with home fans, but none of them know anything about volleyball. Number 4, you have the KFC Yum Stadium with the home team's fans. And at number 5, you have the Memorial Stadium filled with Nebraska fans. So they're going to be going crazy.
See, the problem with that, though, is that they're like going to be fans of Nebraska only. I mean, they're going to like volleyball, not to disrespect Nebraska fans. They definitely just like volleyball a lot. So there's that. But like, I do not like the lower 3 options. Like, I'm looking at the top 2 just because the other 3 just... Like, I think the arena and the fan stuff like matters so much. Where like, I don't like those bottom 3 right there. So I'll be decisive here. I'm going to take the number 4 option here. I'm going to take the $4 option here. Get the KFC Yum Center, which is really nice. And then you still get the home teams fans. I know, it might not be the best teams that are playing, but I'm going to like this just because it's a great area. And then you'll still have the home fans.
Yep, and it's a really big stadium.
Yeah.
So you can put a lot of fans in there. All right, then next you have to choose your home team. So at $1, you have a rec league team. $2, you have a local 17s club team. $3, you have Hawaii. $4, you have Stanford. And $5, you have your choice of a Big Ten team.
Okay, I think what makes the most sense here is I do the $5 option, and I actually do go with Nebraska here.
Okay.
Because this will pretty much be like a Nebraska home game then at this point, because it's the home team fans and they get to fill out KFC Yum Center.
Yeah.
So let's go with that number 5 option. Give me Nebraska.
Okay, that makes you at $9 spent. You only got $6 left.
That's okay.
Okay.
As long as Nebraska is showing up, the fans will be there and they're going to be happy.
That's true. And then for your third choice, you have to pick the away team. For the away team, $1 is a high school team. $2 is a JUCO/community college team. $3, we have Dayton. $4, you have Kansas. $5, you have your choice of an SEC team.
See, now this is the part where I don't know where you're going to mess me up here. I don't know what this wild card is. I literally have no idea what that means. So I'm really going based off of 5, 4, and 3 here. If I do pick a $5 option here with SEC teams, I could get some really good options there. Getting a Kentucky, get a Texas, and get Texas A&M in there. Like, there's a lot of good teams that you could pick from there. But I don't know what the wild card means.
Yeah, and you've seen how bad some of these $1 options are.
Yeah. But again, I'm not looking anything lower than 3. But I think if you get Kansas in this match, no matter what the wild card is here, Kansas will still be able to turn up. Still a pretty good team here, even though they're going against Nebraska.
So you have $2 left. So the final choice is the wild card. So you never know what's going to happen. So the $1 option, you almost picked this. It was a power outage happens right before first serve. Doesn't come back.
So they play with no power?
Yes.
Okay.
The $3 option is the home team's best player breaks the school record for kills in a match.
Wow. That is pretty crazy.
That would been pretty good. $4 option was the home team guaranteed wins in a 5-setter. And
That's
then the $5 option is this is a nationally broadcasted game.
Okay. I think that's definitely good, but you know, I think even with the hype of the home fans or whatever, or in the stadium, I think you still feel good about that.
All right. And then the number 2 option, which is what you got stuck with, is that both team starters got sick before the match and both teams have to play their bench.
I mean, you have Nebraska, which is like not that bad.
It's a pretty deep team, so.
But you definitely screwed me over because the drop off between 3 and 2 is insanely different. How is it the home player's best player scores more kills than ever? And then the second one is like completely different. The starters are just not playing. That's insane.
You already saw that some of these lower ones were already pretty bad choices.
Nebraska is going to be really good, I guess. They're still going to be pretty sick, even without that.
Yeah.
Even without their starters. I think Kansas will be okay. They're not going to be great. But yeah, I don't know. Wild card is crazy.
That was a tough one. But I hope you guys liked that game. We'll see if we want to do any more. But just let us know in the comments. We can move on to blind rankings now. We're going to be blind ranking how must-watch these NCAA Week 2 matches are. So I'm going to give you some of the premier matchups from this upcoming week, and you just got to rank them on how fun they're going to be to watch. Or the first match you have to look at is on Sunday. We have Creighton versus USC.
Ooh, Creighton's definitely going to be able to bring it. USC's been all right. This is about how excited I am, right?
Yeah, or how fun you think the match is going to be to watch.
For me, I like Creighton. I think USC is interesting. So let's go 4. Let's go 4. It's still safe. I don't know how much people really are into USC right now, but I like Creighton so far.
Well, then your next one, we have on Friday, we have Penn State versus Kentucky.
Ooh, this is going to be a banger. This has got to be a banger. I think this is like, this is like low-key 1 to me with how Kentucky's looking.
Penn State is looking a little shaky.
Yeah, but they still have that pedigree. I think people definitely want to see how Penn State looks because of that, honestly. So let me go 1. Let me actually put them 1 here.
All right, use that one slot. Next, we have, also on Friday, we have Kansas versus Purdue.
Ooh, okay. Kansas is definitely looking good. Purdue's looking all right so far. It's a pretty stacked conference for them in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and this is just how fun you think it's going to be to watch.
I'll go 5 here, though.
Okay.
Let me be a little conservative here. Let me put them at 5.
Leaving 2 and 3 up.
Yeah.
All right. Then next, on Sunday, we have Stanford versus Texas.
See, now this one is important. I think this one is like, there's so many question marks for both of these teams.
It's 2 really young teams.
This is like, the super young teams. Yeah. Like, you don't know how these teams are going to go because, like, one might be more veteran, but they're both really young right now.
Yeah.
So, low-key, I'm excited to see this. I kind of want to see how this looks. So, let me put this at 2.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. And that leaves at number 3, we have Minnesota versus Vanderbilt. So very interesting. People, including us, have been high on Vanderbilt, higher than being unranked. But Minnesota also looking really good. So this is more of a real test for Vanderbilt.
Yeah. I think it's definitely people want to see how good Vanderbilt looks against like really good competition. Because I mean, Minnesota's going to be really good here. Again, I'm pretty high on them, so I'm curious to see how it looks.
So that's our blind ranking for this one, and let us know what you guys think. These are all pretty good matchups. All matchups that you guys should keep your eyes on because these are all pretty must-watch, at least of the games that are being played this weekend. But that brings us to the end of today's episode. So thank you so much for watching this far, and please like, comment, and subscribe. I guess in the comments, just let us know what your biggest surprises are also.
Yeah.
We're curious to know what your expectations were going into this season and who surprised you in good ways and kind of bad ways.
Yeah, were there any teams that you were not expecting them to be this good, or you expected a team to be really good and they ended up really stinking it up? And then also about the World Championships, I think we definitely like to dip our toes into that. I think that's always fun, and I think people should be watching that more. So do you think anyone can actually take Italy out? I think that's going to be something that's funny. But
that's a tough question right there.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think you think so. No. So it'd be funny if someone does. That'd be interesting. But definitely some good stuff from World Champs as well.
So again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.